Today, we have the top 50 players for 50,000 coins or less. You're on a budget, a strict budget. We're talking about value. If you like this concept, drop a like, feel free to subscribe, run that up. We have Broken, Rank 1, Foot Champs, Debatable, and the Pine. Did I mention 50 players? Acuna Matata. We're not talking cartoons today, boys and girls. You still have some growth. The numbers are legitimate. Prefer him as a center mid to a fullback as it currently stands. Facilitation out of the back is good money. OR with the upgrade. Not quite the resurgence that we would have seen through previous installments where he was premier. We said next up, EA was favoring him, but still at an 88, we can talk about it. Bomb Pass Store. I like her a lot, especially if you can get her upgraded version, which will cost you maybe 3 to 1 on a price point. Vanucci, I kind of wish that he was a little better. I have him. I've used him. He's decent. But for that reason, I feel that he's debatable. You have a lot of room for center backs, even more affordable center backs that potentially could be better. Speaking of, Brema, the real deal. The Brazilian can lead your back line to the promised land. I was going to make a reference to Sao Paulo, but I don't know where he's from. Could have hit a Google search. Campos, stop it. Don't put him into the rotation. He's going straight to the Pine. I don't mean any disrespect, but undersized. In fact, let's call it how we see it. Short goalkeepers. #1 deterrent, regardless of the stats. And I've even found some of these goalkeepers that are super fast. They're quick. They overrun. They missed position. It works against them. Do you remember that Kyle Walker integration? That upgrade put him as a goalkeeper, fastest goalkeeper ever. I didn't enjoy the experience. Not one bit. Sissoko. I think there's some debate here. At least Foot Champs. On paper, you would say he's one of the fastest, but that's where the interpretation comes into play. I should mention these rankings are based on the 50,000 coin budget, which makes sense and it's very logical, practical, but I wanted to reiterate, not comparing them to the highest rated icons in the game. And they still have the deliverables. Santa Claus. Prefer the 88, but the 87 is still good money. I'm so happy to see Klaus getting plenty of investment. 'Tis the season. I should go put on a Santa hat. We'll lock in. Joe Cole might be a theme. We're going to have a lot of Foot Champs today. Better than some of his previous iterations. We're just getting upgrades on upgrades on upgrades, and we got options. And we've never had a year with more high-rated players in general at this point of the title, as this is being recorded, just before Christmas. And if there are new players, whether SBCs, promos, maybe their price dropped and they're not on this initial list, comment below, I'll let you know where I would personally place them while having a touch of flavor, some of that spice and everything nice. Powerpuff Girls just dropped some new sneakers. Did you see the SBs, the Dunks? 3 colorways. They look comfortable. And I refuse to believe you did not watch Powerpuff Girls. I don't care what you say. You definitely watched them, at least if you were born in the 80s or the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s. Powerpuff Girls for sure had to be on a rotational. Correa, I think he's kind of underrated. I think he was better before the patches with the R1. The dribbling used to be a little bit cleaner. He stood out in a certain regard. We got Rui Costa looking like a Cyclops. Is that the name? Cyberclops? I think it is Cyclops. What's the X-Men? The one where he's shooting fire from the eyes. Oh, Marvel fans are going to come after me. Or he's beaming. He's beaming. He's blind. Costa looking like that. I mean, this guy is dieseled up. Like, he definitely got himself on some juice. Rui Costa's never looked like that. Di Maria is still dangerous and disrespected. Put some credit on the man's name. We put together a video. I felt uninformed. His influence in the Champions League. The guy is a stat room stuffer. Diani. Again, if you have the budget, there's upgrades that can be made. She has to be Foot Champs. The upgrade would be rank 1. Maybe even her baseline should go into that department. I would prefer her to many of these players. Di Maria might have a case if I'm going to move Diani up. We're already making adjustments. It's how it goes down here. We're off the cusp. Doku. He's not as good as he was, but he's still so explosive. Like, the guy's annoying. And if anything, he leans towards that broken style of the dribbling and the responsiveness, the technical details. Explosive as can be. I threw Landon Donovan on. I'm not happy about this. He's going into the debate. Some of you might have him in the Pine. I don't want to hear it. Don't bring that hate mail this way. Felipe Anderson. I like him a lot. Players might be catching up, but I used him for a full weekend league. Good times. Forlan. not necessarily meta, but boy, can he still finish a 1v1, a knockdown, good size, good present, authentic up top, number 9 status achieved. Brand spanking new. Francescali. I don't think I got that right. Enzo, does he deserve better? Enzo's getting the upper trend. New hero, maybe there's a bias. Got like 7 or 8 play styles. Frimpong, one of the fastest fullbacks in the game. For that reason, at least for the weekend. Even Griezmann, his baseline goal is still there. The finesse shot that he's got access to, or even the Trivella, disgusting. Super Mario, for sure. I'm taking him into the weekend. Hector Bellerin, welcome to the team. Welcome to the club. Fantastic value. Matt Hummels. Oof. The guy has 90-something sprint speed. It's a game-changing item. If you're a fan of Hummels, you got to co-sign that. Mr. Lee. Got to be rank 1. I think rank 1 fits Mr. Lee. Conte. Yep. There's our first guy. Welcome to the broken category. Just as annoying as always. This inform made a world of a difference from his initial gold item. Hard to put a placement as to why. Yeah, there's a few stats that improved. I get it. But it was a big jump. It was significant. It was undeniable. It was relevant, prevalent, on paper and in person. Something changed. He went to gifted and talented and reminded me of Conte of the old. Kessie, give him some playing time. I like him in the middies. Physical, consistent, reliable. Good old trusted Kessie. Kloster Thanos. Want him to be better. I've used him couple weekends. I had packed him. I had him untradeable. I don't want to say underdelivered, but he didn't go above expectation. Or maybe he didn't even reach expectation, which would assume that he underdelivered then. Clivert, at least to the foot champs. I don't know that I'm willing to start just co-signing icons all the way through. Koulibaly, quite the body type there. The hardest part about Koulibaly is going to be come down to the links. Can you bring them together? Ali's solid as a center back. Some of you might not be able to play with smaller center backs, though, so I'm just going to toss her into debatable for that reason. I love Dirk Kuyt. It's confusing for some, but he's a utilitarian. He plays everywhere on the pitch. I've used him as a fullback, a holding mid, a center mid. I wouldn't necessarily recommend him as a center attacking mid. I've even tried him out wide on the wings. And he's one of those players for Mediocre Clout FC, our club. He's done a lot. And I'm not going to turn my back on him. Henrik Larsson, at least for the weekend, from this group. Litmanen, what value you're getting there. I like what I'm seeing. Any Marvel pop-up makes me happy. Still don't know that he's going to get himself into the rank 1. We've got a lot to work through. Lukaku's been weird. Anyone that I've gone up against that has had him has destroyed me with him. So, am I crazy? Am I out of pocket to have him in rank 1? Maybe. I can only talk about my experiences going up against oppositions that have this Lukaku, the way that they body me around and whip it into him and feed him with crosses and knockdowns and turning and burning and shimmying and shaking and absolutely looking stronger than an ox. It has not gone well, to the point that I feel as if even though I might not be rank 1 good with Lukaku, a lot of you watching are. Tell me I'm lying. Makes me sad that Mahrez has probably moved into a debatable. Messi, even with the baseline, dribbling, responsiveness, touches, quick movements, it's crazy. 90 overall. Messi, I know, MLS, I get it. The links aren't as easy, but under 50,000 coins? Come on. Milinkovic, come on down. I didn't like Matoma, which might be a hot take. I truly didn't enjoy him. I could even see him moving into the Pine. We're being a little bit light today. All we've got is Campos there. Maybe that's the Campos section. Alex Morgan, I would highly recommend. The game might have caught up to her a little bit. We're a few months in now. We got more rotations, and more importantly, the defenders got better. The fullbacks got better. But I like Alex Morgan. She performed for the club. I'm not talking my way out of it. Foot champs. Morientes. If you like that big body type, I actually would argue for me, he's better than Lukaku. For me, my rotations, my usability, but that darn Lukaku dominates me. Slapping me. I'm feeling like a little boy on the pitch. Just rocking me to sleep. Nakata. Oh, give him an opportunity to play. I'm actually putting him into rank 1. I have scored so many goals with this Nakata. Another one of those players that I packed early on with one of the guaranteed SBC hero. You understand the pack. And I did not regret having him in rotations. Neville, some of you stand by her. She's cool. I can't believe this, but Neymar. That's right. Neymar is under 50,000 coins. Neymar, the Brazilian Neymar. Skills, tricks, flicks, all the extracurricular, all encompassing, and some of the silkiest footwork in the game. And for that reason, broken. Park Ji-sun, another player that you should give some minutes to. I would recommend him as a center mid, but he's very Nakata-like or Nakata-esque. Some of you might even prefer him to Nakata. But because of what I've experienced using Park Ji-sun and Nakata, I like that duo. I like them individually. Pepe will surprise some folks. Foot Champ's getting busy. This section is really filling up. Perisic, man, his versatility, it gets me excited. Got a lot to offer. Do you need a fullback? Center mid, out wide, up front, false nine. That can't be negated, or I'm not going to negate it. I have to take that into consideration. Hey, yo, Risa, let's go. Heavenly left foot, or destructive left foot, dominant left foot. More of a center back than a fullback, just from a body type and kind of his movement. Doesn't have the same overlapping runs. That would be my disclaimer or my stance. Maybe even better as a center mid. Giving you some alternatives. Rodrigo to the top. Crazy. An informed Rodrigo, because the 87, which I think most of us have completed, SBC, Trailblazers, am I ringing a bell? Am I sounding familiar? We're not talking about Saved by the Bell. Classic TV show. A lot of curls, a lot of hair. You know what I'm talking about. Rodrigo, Trailblazers, was nearly 500,000 coins. So the fact that you can get the inform, one rating lower for under 50K, crazy. Unheard of. Remarkable. Good value. Tomas Rosicki. Even with the upgrade, I don't know. Not sure that he has it. The little magician hasn't been what he should have been this year. I want him to be better. Salah. Tough. I think, again, if we're doing this proper, the influence he's had on the game, I know that we've witnessed the SBC and the Trailblazer and different iterations, but he's been unstoppable, relentless, dangerous, deceptive, even predictable sometimes. I know where he's going, and I'm not cutting him off. I'm not stopping him. I'm still conceding finesse shots, and this Egyptian is just putting me on a tourist trap, walking around pyramids out here. I'm not dealing well with him. Shout out to Salah. Sophia Smith. It's tough because her upgraded item is phenomenal, but this isn't that. Still has a piece, has a tease. I think I would prefer even the likes of Alex Morgan over Sophia Smith if we're just comparing golds. I don't know if that's a hot take, but it's the take that's being included in the video. Solskjaer, United fans, what's up? He has to go to the debate. He's missing something. Son, he's not as good as the Salahs and the Neymars. I have his upgraded versions, which do improve. Maybe he never left, but the fact that when Harry Kane left Tottenham, went to Bayern Munich, many of us, myself included, we had question marks, concerns, skepticisms, and if Son would be able to play at the same level, capability without having Harry Kane. He's done his thing. Timo Werner, the burner. Rank 1. I don't want to see that, man. Through ball merchant. Zaha. Cool. Wow, we have 3 rows of foot champs. We're not taking any risks today, boys. I got to get a little more offensive. I don't like that the pine is so empty. Let's review. Campos is not moving. That I can guarantee you. Please don't put him into goal. Matoma was not what's up. And you might disagree strongly, and that's fine. I didn't like him when he first was released. I put him into a full squad. I had Premier League players around him. I did not understand the hype. It was not there for yours truly. Due to where the game's at, I'm going to bring Felipe Anderson down. I'm not sure if I have it in me. Put some of these other gentlemen into the pine. They're so situational. Risa has plenty to offer. Just a matter of where you're going to play him. Zaha is as fast as he's ever been, just with more difficult links. I wanted Rui to be here, but I think Rui's going to come down, actually. We're going to move him into the debate. He's going to join his brethren, his partners within even the new Marvels, which some of them have been creme de la creme. Good to go. I've liked Joe Cole from early on. Henrique and Kluivert, they're icons, or some sort of icon, a variation of an icon. Iconic, not necessarily overpowered, but at least for the weekend. Rank 1, could we have some shifts? I think Messi probably goes up. The links aren't the best. The stamina's not the best, but the touches, the vision, the little movements, the dribbling, what's right is right. Do I have to bring Risa up? 80s across the board. I'm telling you, Lukaku ruins me every time. And if you don't stand by it, I get it. We've already got 5 in the broken, which is typically where I like it to be. We either go overboard or you keep it to a strong 5. And Conte, Neymar, Rodrigo, Salah, Messi, they got a notch. Timo Werner, he's not as complete. I think I'm actually going to move him down to foot champs just based on not having the balance. But boy, is he sweaty. Through balls for days. Is there going to be debate? Are we going to chef it up in the comment section? That's what we expect here at Dirty Mike Incorporated. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate all of you. If you found the video entertaining, you enjoyed it, drop a like, consider subscribing. We have more videos on screen if you want the gameplay, second channel at the playbook, and I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.